Hello everybody, this is the continuation of the class. We are going to have a wonderful class today. It's a very interesting topic. Is it drinking wine a sin? Can it become a sin? On one hand we see there is a mitzvah to drink wine. Kiddush, Shabbat, Yom Tov, holidays, celebration. How the Torah treat this topic? What can get wrong if it's permitted on Purim? I hear often, on Purim, just drink as much as you want. You know what? Not only permitted, it's mandatory. You must get drunk. True or not true? What's the limit? Sometimes you're so enthusiastic to do mitzvah and it turns out as a sin. So, what's the rules? Where's the limit? How much? When? Which occasions? With whom? We'll answer that today with more surprising things. We are on the book of the gates. We are on the book of Orchot Tzadikim, the ways of the Tzadikim. It's the gate of joy. In the middle of this topic, Lishama, bevakasha, please.
Drinking wine, however, is very good when it is done properly in the manner of the wise. As King Shlomo wrote, Mishlei 31, 6-7. Give strong drink to him who is in despair, and wine to the bitter in soul. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his toil no more. It is further said of wine, Shoftim 9:13, that it gladdens Hashem and man. Tehillim 104:15, and wine makes glad the heart of man. It is also written, Shir HaShirim 1:2, for your love is better than wine, and Ibid 7:10, and your palate is as the best wine. All of these teaches us that the benefits of wine, when it is drunk in moderation, in the manner of the wise, in which case the mind rules over the wine.
That's the rule.
And not the wine over the mind.
Right. So everyone know their limits. If I drink half a cup of wine, to me it's enough. For some people, if they drink the whole cup is enough. For some people, if they drink half of it, they lose their mind. They become drunk. So I can't tell you, and the Torah cannot tell you, the limit is 1 cup. What size? What's your weight? A man, a woman, 15 years old, it's against the law. But what if he drinks in Kiddush? He's obligated on Purim from 13 years old. So you know your limit. If you don't know, take it slowly step by step, slowly, and drink a little bit, and then see how you handle it. Now, why to even drink in the begin with? There's a mitzvah to drink wine. Even the Rambam, the greatest doctor ever, said that drinking wine before eating, it's very good for you. It's very healthy. He opens the stomach, the veins, expanding, and your stomach is ready to receive food. A little bit. I'm not talking about drinking vodka and whiskey. There are some people, for them, is a mitzvah to pursue after vodka and whiskey. Every celebration, you see them always by the bar. Where are they? By the bar. No, today is a mitzvah. They'll find it's a justification from the Torah. The halacha, today is a mitzvah to drink. You want to drink a little bit. People flag you as someone that is always by the bar. That's not good on your resume. Drink a little bit. Give you a nice and good feelings. And you fulfill the mitzvah, that's it. It's a mitzvah to be happy. It's a mitzvah to be happy every day. You want to drink every day? You know your limit is a half a glass of wine. Do it before you go to sleep. You want to do foolish things. You drink, you go to sleep, bye. Please read the next part.
who drink at the set time with friends and acquaintances, and with the saintly and the righteous, and not with boors and empty-headed people.
So, when you already drink, you should choose your company wisely and carefully. Because if you drink with righteous tzaddikim and chassidim, most likely there's going to be words of Torah. It's going to be nice talking there. You won't hear the S word or the F word or the N word or whatever. But if you drink with all these light-headed people, the stupid and the lawbreakers or whatever you want to call them, you know what's the result? What can come out of it? What good can come from out of this group of people? People will tag you according to your company. Tell me who your friends. I'll tell you who you are. Always you want to be around the scholars, people that can influence you and watch you so you won't fall. In the other company, they'll make sure you'll fall. Drink today's celebration. More and more and more for the sake of stupidity. What are you trying to get out of it? So, you want to drink alone with the measure? Fine. If you drink in celebration, choose the right table to be with. Always. When you drink and when you don't drink. And especially when you drink. If anyone will watch you, it's them. And you see that they themselves, they don't drink much. So you won't be encouraged to drink. Sometimes there's a mitzvah to drink. Let me give you another halacha. Every Shabbat, every time you do a kiddush, when the head of the household says, he drinks, and then he gives to everyone a sip. Halachically, they don't have to. By listening to the mitzvah, to the barakah, the blessing, they fulfill the mitzvah. Why they sip from the wine? It's called lechibuv mitzvah, to show Hashem that we found His mitzvah, we like His mitzvot. In a case you want to drink wine during the meal, by taking these sips, a little amount of wine, you don't have to say extra beracha. But if you didn't drink after the kiddush, and there's a wine on the table, they bring you wine on the table, then you have to say borek gefen. Okay? You'll be exempt only if you drink. So this is why another reason why we're giving everyone the opportunity to participate in such a mitzvah, just so you know, you don't have to. If you didn't get wine, don't get upset. It's not mandatory halachically. Right.
For wine will increase the wisdom of the deep. It is a tree of life for those who keep the law. Wine increases the wisdom of the wise. The folly of the fool, it multiplies. The lover's love it renews. It stirs, and the hatred of the foe. It makes giver impart more and closes the miser's heart more.
Okay, you see, the Torah does not ignore from the good benefits that can come out of drinking a little bit wine. It's good blessings. Sometimes there's hatov v'hameti during the meal. They're bringing more wine to the table. An extra blessing during Shabbat and Yom Tov, which you need to reach up to 100 blessings every day. You're saying beracha hatov v'hameti. Some people ignore from this halacha. I don't know why. It says that for wine will increase the wisdom of the deep. Sometimes you're troubled. You went through a long day and troubles. You can focus. Sometimes a half of a cup, a little wine, will put you in focus. You relax. You control again your mind, and you can do a lot of great things. So wine can be very good, but with measurement, with midah. As long as it's under control, great things can come out of it. The Talmud says, I want to share with you something very interesting, that it's in the tractate Sanhedrin, Kuf Gimel, which is 103, 2. It says the following: Gdola legima. Great is the sitting together and drinking and eating a little bit in company. It says Gdola legima. שמקרבת את הלבבות, it brings the hearts close. מרחקת את הקרובים, but sometimes can distance those who close to you. מקרבת את הרחוקים, and bring close those who are far away from you. And sometimes bad things can come. I'm going to give you a few examples. The Talmud teaches us that when we sit together and there's food on the table, and there's some drinks, it makes our feels close. This is why for Jews to drink wine with a non-Jew, that's the issue, so they won't get intermarriage. But everybody knows that, right? Almost, it doesn't matter if you're Jew or not Jew. People want to do business, they invite the one who want to do business with to lunch or dinner, because they know food brings people close. We learned it from Tanakh, from the Talmud.
It closes the deal.
It's an ancient thing, it's an old thing, everybody knows. First, let's eat and drink. We are now together, we sat on the same table, we ate together, the hearts are open. After the meal, we'll talk business. Never ever speak business, talk business before you eat. It's a good advice to nail a deal. We'll talk later. Eat, drink, boom. You increases the percentage to close a deal tremendously. Something can be the opposite. The lack of it can be opposite. I'll give you an example. What is the meaning of when the Talmud says that the sitting together or wine or eating together fruit can distance those who are close to you? If you read Tanakh, the book of Genesis, it's a well-known story. Two very famous figures. One name's Abraham. His nephew Lot. Lot was with Abraham for many, many years. Abraham took care of him, took him under his wings. He taught him a lot. Lot became rich and famous thanks to Abraham. Lot was even saved by two not human people, angels, for the sake of Abraham. Should Lot be thankful to Abraham? Absolutely. The descendants of Lot should be friends with the descendants of Abraham? Absolutely. That's the basic of being grateful. It's basic. Lot coming out of Sodom, intimately with his two daughters, two nations come out of it. Moab and Ammon. What we can do, we are related to them, they're related to us. Fine. It's a fact. Ammon and Moab related to the Jewish people. Just a reminder that the Mashiach will come from Moab. Who is the grandma of David and Melech, King David? Ruth. Ruth came from Moab. But the Torah, it's a commandment from God. Hashem said that in His Torah, marked forever, a bad decree against Ammon and Moab. What happened? Hashem said, Lo yavo Ammoni u'Moavi b'kahal Hashem. You should never ever marry with Ammon and Moab. The men are not allowed to take women from the Jewish people. The women of Ammon and Moab are different. It's permitted. Why? For another discussion. What happened? What happened?
They didn't go to their land.
Why such a bad decree? What did they do?
They were ungrateful.
So many years later, the people of Israel, it was Avraham Avinu days. Ammon and Moab became a great nation. The people of Israel go to Egypt, living after 110 years, millions of people. They're doing their way to Eretz Israel. After 40 years in the desert, studying Torah, accepting the Torah, becoming the children of God, covenant with Hashem, fine. They're getting very close to Eretz Israel. They're sending messengers to speak with the king of Ammon, and please let us shortcut to your land to get to the land of Canaan. It's our land, the promised land. Refuses. Ammon and Moab refuses and did the opposite. They committed the Jewish people sin. They make them do sin with their own girls. The Torah says why the men of Ammon and Moab are prohibited forever to intermarry with Israelites, with Jews. Al asher lo kitnu etchem balechem uvamayim. Because when you wanted to go to the land of Israel, instead of welcoming you with pita, with bread, and a little bit water. I'm not talking about shawarma now, falafel, just the bread.
And they were willing to pay for it.
And water.
No.
So I'm asking one question. Hold on. Ben Israel doesn't need it anyway. They have the manna, and they have the will of Miriam. They have enough water, and they have enough bread. But the Torah said this is not their business. Ammon and Moab should welcome them. You should show your gratefulness to these people that your grandpa was like this. Abraham and Lot. Oh, the Israelite came. Wow, thanks to their grandpa, our grandpa was 7. This is why we are here. We exist in this world. Let's welcome them. Let's let them go through our land. The Jewish people promised we're not going to touch anything. Instead, they said, if you dare to come near us, we declare war against the Jewish people. Hashem said this way, I don't need these kind of people mixed with my people, with my child. And this is the obligation of the men. It's not tzniut. It's not modest that the girls of Ammon and Moab will go out with bread and water to give to the Israelites. Why the men didn't go out? Were ungrateful. They were cheap, they were stingy, I don't know. The main reason, ungrateful. And Hashem said, if these guys will mix with my people, it's going to run in the DNA. They're going to contaminate my sons, my children. No, forever. That's not going to happen. So I was thinking, many years later, when Sancherim mixed the nations, I can define today who is Ammon, who is Moab. Back then, you could tell. People knew the other nations' history. But today, it's Hashem's job. He's not going to make it happen. If you're the direct descendant of Moab and Ammon of today, Hashem will make it one happen. This is Hashem's job now. But you can learn from that, if they would accept the Jewish people, welcome them with just a little bread and water, they will be permitted to join the Jewish people if they want. So those who close to us, what happened to them? Not giving wine or water, something to drink, or pita, make them now far away, distance them, rejected them. On the other hand, you can see that the wine, the bread, the water brings those who are far close to Judaism. How you can find it, where you can find this story? Many years ago again, Moshe Rabbeinu is running for his life because Pharaoh wanted to kill him. He went to the land of Cush. He was there for almost 40 years and then left the house of Yitro. Who is Yitro? Yitro is the Pope of those days. Very respectful, very wealthy, well known all over the world. The top of the top. He has everything. He has jewelry and cars, and he has I don't know, great salary and health insurance, is close to the king. He got it all. Moshe meets his daughters by the well, saving them from the other shepherd. Yitro, look at the window. It's still early in the morning. He sees daughters coming in when they usually come very late. What happened? They tell him the story. Moshe saved us. I'm struggling to start when he brings all these things. What? Why didn't you bring him here? Bring him to eat bread. He invited Moshe Rabbeinu to sit down at his table to eat and drink as an act of gratefulness. Sitting together, talking about, he's sitting with a great person, Moshe. Turns out, bottom line, Moshe Rabbeinu influenced Yitro. Later on, he converted his family. He became a true Noachide. And he respected the Jewish people. He left everything behind. He went to the desert, and the Torah praises Yitro to the degree that he called the parsha under his name, and the descendants of Yitro always saved. And Hashem says, never touch them. Any war, if they are mixed with your enemies, you send the message to clear. You don't touch them. And ever since, there's a strong bond between us and the descendants of Yitro. How it happened? Pita and water, sitting together, eating and drinking. So a little bit of wine, a water, and pita and bread brings people close. Sitting with the wise. On the contrary, what can happen can be horrible things.
It was kosher and all the pizza?
Back then, they didn't have issues. Don't worry about that. No chai. Don't worry about it. What happened? Listen to this. First king of Israel was Saul. His son Jonathan. Jonathan and King David, and it wasn't king yet, David were good friends. Shaul wanted to kill David. Jonathan told him, listen, if my father says he's going to kill you, you got to go run for your life. They met, they hugged, they make promises to each other, and they left. David was running by himself to a place called Nov, the city of the Kohanim. Ahimelech was the highest priest. In his possession has the ark, and he has the sword of Goliath, and they do the services in his place, in his Nov, called Nov. What happened after that was a disaster. David ran all the way. He came exhausted. David almost died. He didn't drink. He didn't eat. He knocked on Ahimelech's door and he says, give me something to eat. Ahimelech says, I have nothing. I have here only the lechem apanim. It's the holy bread.
Showbread.
It's for Kohanim only. Till the end of the week. What can I give you? It's a whole, you can't touch it. And we told him, the halacha says that in a case of emergency, like I have right now, and you don't give me, I'll die. And he says, you're right, that's the halacha. He gave him and the people with him the food. Who was there seeing it? A guy named Doega Edomi, Doeg the Edomite, running to Shaul, says, there's a conspiracy against you. He says, who? The highest priest, feeding your enemy. Feeding my enemy. He called Ahimelech and 80 of the Kohanim, young and old, accusing them of betraying him. And he says, Doeg, you told me about it, you gotta kill him. By the way, Shaul ordered the head of the Rabbi Avner, to do that, they didn't want to touch. He said, cut the head off. Kill the highest Kohen, highest priest. They refuses. He said, I'll never touch the Kohen. Never heard, unheard of, that you refuse the king. So Shaul says, you gave me this news, you take care of it. They killed all of them. Then Shaul took his army, entering the city of Nob, killing all the children, their wives, the animal, wiping out the entire Jewish city of the holy people. Almost no one left. And because of that, what happened after that? The city of Nob was destroyed with all the priests. Doeg lost his share in the world to come. Shaul and his children died in the war. Why? Because Yehoshaphat, few nights before, did a big mistake. When he told David that his father wants to kill him, they hugged. And David says bye-bye. Yehoshaphat forgot to give him one thing. What did he forget to give him?
Bread.
A pita! And water. If I would give him 2 pita, that's it.
It would have saved him.
It would save, all that would happen. He would have to go to Ahimelech and eat from the special holy bread. Nothing would happen to the Kohanim and not to Doeg and not to Saul and the children. Water and a simple bread can save life, can save many lives, can bring you close. Don't take this lightly when it says drink and drink a little bit and drink with the company and take care of other people. Don't drink by yourself. The people there. Gdola legima. It's so great that the rabbis put it in the Talmud. The great warning. It's a red flag. With measurement and share. Could be a great thing can come out of it. A non-Jew, the Pope, can become a Jew. Or a Noachai, kosherman. Or a disaster for not giving. How many minutes already?
20 seconds.
Listen. So I have more to share. I think I will leave it Bezrat Hashem to next class because we're studying a new. I will share with you. I want to share with you another story. I will leave it for next week. Bezrat Hashem. We'll see. There
was
an interesting story about Yaakov. Yaakov Avinu is connected to the parasha we read. Sorry.
There's also a story about 2 rabbis. No, one that killed another one.
Yeah, while they're drinking.
Drinking
too much. It can happen. Even a rabbi will drink too much. He will act like a monkey.
Yeah.
He'll become an animal. There is no guarantee for anybody.
Right.
This is why the Torah, when they have warnings in the Torah, it's for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not only for the wicked, for the simple, for the wicked and for the scholars, for the righteous.
Right.
Same. My Torah is your Torah, same. When I'm obligated, you're obligated, exactly the same thing. Exactly. It's up to you. You choose what you want to do, what you want to do, but you're obligated. And one day you'll have to answer why you did or why you didn't. You see why we have these classes to learn. You can bring people under the wings of Hashem with a simple bread. Bring them over to your house for Kiddush. Show them how a Shabbos table looks like. A little bit of wine and singing and Torah. I'm talking from experience. How many people, Baruch Hashem, we were able to bring close to Torah and mitzvot to keep Shabbat and become wonderful families for just coming to your house and drinking a little bit wine and doing l'chaim, bissel devar Torah here, a little bit song there, smiling. Everybody is happy. For them, it is tremendous change. You have to do it with measurement. You bring someone to your table for the sake of what? For the sake of drinking, you better don't call them. But to drink a little bit and for the sake of saying the Torah, saying the blessing over the food, this is what Hashem loves. And I promise you you'll be blessed for it. Because Hashem says, when you bring my children back to me, which means that